Alright, welcome back to Ryukyu. 4 years have passed since I ended last stream, but if you really wanted to see what was happening during those 4 years, well, far be it for me to deprive you of that. We recruit a bunch of soldiers. We decided that our manpower reserves desperately need to recover. We send our colonist away. And we cancel all of our troops. We let one day tick by. And wouldn't you know it, our manpower reserves have indeed recovered. But suddenly God wills it. We really need to achieve religious unity. You know, I seem to remember that it actually said God wills it in Europa 3. Anyway, God does will it, or whatever we follow. I believe it's the pig trotters. The trotters will it. And wouldn't you know it, we are now unified, but I don't really want that colony. What I really want is to press a lot of people into the army. And recover that manpower. And cancel. And send. And complete. And take, and wait, and recall, and abandon. There we go. All the administrative and diplomatic points you could ever need, as well as maxed out army tradition and prestige. All these numbers. So, that has managed to give us on par technology with the Europeans, except for in terms of military technology, but battles I can worry about later. One thing I forgot to do before setting up the stream is open a file I call howtowc.txt. There we go, because I keep sometimes I forget my plans. It pays to write them down, but paper goes missing on my desk. There we go. Ah yes, that all makes sense. Okay, now part of my idea when I was doing this last night was I would keep doing it until I'd maxed out administrative and diplomatic as far as I could. Maybe 2 more years and I'd have that as well as a massive buffer. However, an opportunity has presented itself. Our good friends Ayuta are at war with Pegu and Dai Viet, and Shan themselves are embroiled in a particularly large war. Not only that, they're a bit under the weather. So let's see if we can't capitalise on this. That's right, we maxed out our idea groups in exploration and religious. I did not, however, take this event here. People have told me off for my pronunciation, so I'm not going to bother. The one that gives you +3 tolerance of heretics. It's a shame. I would love to complete the humanist ideas, better accepted culture, better, lots of better things, and years of nationalism -10. That's going to be fantastic for all the conquering I'm going to do. But it's not an option right now. We need to press on. If I'd taken this idea, I would no longer be eligible for the Achieve Religious Unity mission. So that's not going to happen. Jake, are you going to culture convert the world? It's probably possible, but it would be mighty tedious. Nonetheless, I have started culture converting all these provinces because I maxed out on diplomatic power. And I could spend it on this, but I got other plans. And one of those plans is that I'm going to integrate Champa now. This will cost us 225 diplo power. Well, I'm swimming in it, so not a problem. I would love to set my national focus to military to make up for my really, really awful military points income from my ruler and his heir. But thanks to Paradox, we can't actually do that because whenever you reload a game, it stops you from resetting your national focus. So thanks, guys. Thank you. So we're integrating Champa. Something off about this. Whatever. Culture conversions. Stick them at the bottom of the list because I don't like seeing those. Finally started to core these provinces because the Vietnamese rose up, giving that revolt risk reduction. So everything's looking a-okay. Maybe I should have boosted my stability, but Probably should have done that. Well, I didn't, so too bad. We'll let our manpower recover, and then we're going to wage war on Ayuta. I have got big plans. In fact, why even wait? No diplomats to send. That's why. I should also send out another colonist, but I don't want to feel the expenses going on, so I'll wait for this one to finish before I continue on, even though I have 2 spare colonists. Unfortunately, in this run, money is it is not just a number. I do actually have to concern myself with preserving my finances. Jake, make sure you have a nice general. Well, if I had the points to, I would. Oh, I'm going to make my heir a general, that's for sure. I want him dead. I want him extremely dead. I'd love to send him into battle to die, but I think it would be better to have a better general. I don't think army tradition plays any role in how good your monarchs are. I think that is a pure roll of the dice. After all, my previous monarch... previous rulers... Was it Shitatsu Sho? Or was it Eiki? One of them rolled 6 shock. Eiki, and he was only 3 military, so what does that tell you? Let's go to war. Now, I would be surprised if Shan joins in, because they're currently in a lot of wars. Ooh, that's awful, but we'll roll with you anyway. Doesn't look like Shan's joining in. But that's odd though, they should have gotten the call to arms instantly, and that would have broken the alliance, so there's something going on. Something funny. Well, no sense worrying about it. Let's go. Did you max out your religious ideas? Yes, I did. None of my rulers had siege, did they? No. But being in a siege dramatically, well, not dramatically, but it does increase the likelihood of my heir dying, so off he goes. Fight the good fight, my friend. Don't know what Ayuta is doing, but he doesn't really have the troops to support anything, so let's march in. See if we can find him. Nope, there's no need. There's no real need. I've got my eyes on everything from here. There is no hurry. We'll do things at our own pace here. Triple Six Lumberjack says, Jake, I've noticed in 1.7 the AI is more reluctant to call an ally to arms if they don't think they will accept. Yes, but since I declared on Ayuta, it should have sent out an automatic call to arms to all of their allies, including Shan. But it seems that that did not happen, or Shan was somehow able to ignore it. Now, there is a good reason that I'm sieging up Lana first. And, if you're willing to believe me, it's actually all part of the nuke strategy. I don't know why we're still calling it a nuke. It really doesn't have much to do with nukes. Might be an idea to go for the capital, but I'd rather wait for these to siege down first. Shan is not at war with me. They did not join in, and that was calculated. The reason I stopped to start this war is because I was almost certain Shan wouldn't join in. 2 provinces occupied, and in 2 wars, one of which he's losing. There was very little likelihood that he would join in, even though he was friendly towards Ayuta. Again, if there's any audio or visual problems, I trust you'll point them out to me. I've set it to be broadcasting at 1080p now, no more 720. And and I hope I've still got my quality options. I was thinking about making a joke about quality options for the chat, but things have been good lately. Right, looks like Ayuta's going to be on the march after taking that province. I shall intercept him, and then stop, because he probably changed his mind after he saw that, and then marched on to more of this land. Right, marching north into Pegu, I'll keep it in check. Jake, why do you hate elephants so much? Not really. Jake, you could just load up your air onto a boat and let it sink into the Pacific. No, it doesn't work like that. Or if it does, that's they've changed the game. Right, Champa, welcome. Nice to get a free army. Not nice to get it at absolute zero morale. Also not nice to have them attacking me here. Now let's consider the differences. I could convert your province, but it would probably be quite painful for me. Local autonomy, it really kills any chance of getting conversions going. Well, everything will be okay. Alright, that's Lana, but they're currently at war with Pegu. I'm going to wait for them to peace out with Pegu first, because that's how it goes. Let's carry on with these sieges. I hate constantly doing this whole snapping into position thing. But if it saves me time in a siege and everything else, then I will do it. So Jake, when you're converting your land, you have to calculate the religious unity you'll end up with. Yes. Yes and no. When I finish my stream, I want to try ending in a position where I can play around with the religious unity mission. And I can do that for a couple of years to catch up on everything. Probably won't work out that simply. But I like to think that it could. Right, maybe we should make a move. I don't like playing around with this, but I really don't want to engage his troops on such unfavourable conditions to myself. I could do this. He's got a 4-shop general. There we go. He won't make a move like that. And now Lana is at war with just me. So what we're actually going to do is there we go. Wait, what? Why can't I vassalize you? That isn't good. That was a big part of the plan, being able to vassalize you. Can I demand it from Ayuta? Hold on. Is this because I'm a protectorate? Because if so... I'm going to have to think about that one then. I can't force people to be my vassal in wars. Damn you, Paradox. You got me. I could annex and release, but that's not part of the plan. Well, sucks to be you. Full annex it is. Oh, I don't like this at all. Says it'll cost 0. Also says it'll cost 90 Diplo power. What's it gonna be? Oh, Paradox. You're so crazy. Full annexation costs 0. One province costs 745. What about you, Utah? One province costs nothing. Annexing Chiang Mai costs nothing. Well, the Holy War was against Ayutthaya, so that makes sense. Alright. Change of plans. Crush them. Leave none alive, not even the children. Especially not the children. They just rise up wanting revenge and all that. Your head is mine, Elephant Man. Although I will admit your 4-shot general is a little scary. Yep, pretty scary indeed. This is a loss of manpower I'm not wanting to put up with. Fortunately, we got quite a bit of those troops for free. So I can merge them together. More or less completely. That'll do. Leave behind a token force and press on. Oh, damn, you're right, I still say stronghold. Thanks for pointing that one out. Updated. Okay, right, my brain is scrabbling around, trying to think how to deal with the fact that I can't make vassals as a protectorate. There's culture conversions coming into play. On the plus side, I can loot these southern provinces. And that's a wipe. So we'll stick down a man here just to prevent any more people being risen up again. Man down here. The rest of you get home in time for dinner. So Jake, when will you go for all merc armies to keep the manpower mission alive? There won't be any more mission abuse for a why. Okay, well, we'll abuse this one. Colonize Posse. Yeah, I can do that. Somebody's asking about coalitions never forming. I didn't do my usual rundown. My apologies to anyone that's a bit lost. To this date, we unlocked exploration very early. We sailed around Africa, getting fleet basing rights. Fleet basing rights were easy to get because people didn't have a neutral attitude towards us because they didn't know about us. They had an unknown attitude which gives no malice to asking for fleet basing rights. We then explored Europe and tried to find a one province minor, or it didn't have to be one province, but the smaller the better. Anyone we could siege to 100% without intervention. The knights were friendless, so we kicked them in the teeth, and by getting 100% war score we were able to enforce our own protectorate status upon them. So we're now a protectorate of the knights, so you cannot coalition against a subject nation, so no coalition can be started against us, even though quite a few people are somewhat unhappy with our actions and they're only going to get a little more displeased with us. Too bad. Might be an idea. Right. I set up this colony just to get the bonus for completing the mission. I'm just going to get rid of that colony because I don't want it. I will have to continue expanding along here, but I need the Manola first. Lost Holy War against Makassar, not even concerned. Once these sieges finish up, we will do our deal with Ayuta, and then it is onwards. Not being able to make vassals in a peace deal, that is really something. It's really something indeed. What am I going to do? Part 3 of the nuke was making vassals was an important part of that, without giving too much away. Jake, can you bend your knee to rebels? And you can't be... Why don't you simply go out all conquering? Well, what do you think I'm doing? I am conquering as best I can. I have 40 years of nationalism in this province, although it's only giving me 1 revolt risk. That's not very kosher. Keep my heir as an active general in the hopes that he dies a bit sooner. It's a bit painful having this Diplo power capped out like that. Oh, Burgundy's still alive, and I'll tell you why they're still alive. They've got their capital up here. No Dutch revolts for them. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong time frame for that. Don't know. Don't play in that region. Why the hostility to annex release alternative date, Jake? A few reasons. Now I'm going to conquer quite a bit of Ayuta, but I will spare them these southern 2 provinces because they're Sunni. They're going to be pretty revolting. I want to take Aceh, but all in due time. Besides, I want to forge a claim on Ayuta, so it's considerably cheaper to core, because at 13 base tax, it's going to be mucho expensive. Pardon me. Alright, 2 provinces to fall, and we are home free. Manpower is looking A-okay. Another one bites the dust. DDR Jake, will you be able to keep using the religious unity exploit? Yes, I will. However, it is imperative that my religious unity hovers at 99%. So I'm going to have to do some very, very careful balancing act with regards to taking, conquering, releasing, and converting the lands that I am going to take in Asia. I can offload quite a bit to vassals, and indeed I will do that. So, oh man, I got rid of my conquest plans text document. Yeah, that's a pain. Okay. Not a game breaker though. Alright, we've got all the war score we need. We'll just take this off of them. It's quite nice that I can fully annex the land now. And because it's Holy War, it doesn't cost me any diplomatic points. No need to revoke any of your cores, and I don't want to spend the dip points punching that nation out. I'm sure they will fall out in their own time, is what I would say, but I think it's worth the 45. Out you come, my friend. This will give me a tonking huge truce with Ayuta. but that's okay. Now I should have a big bonus. Plus 100 released in peace deal. That's nice. I hope you don't get annexed. I really hope you don't get annexed. Now I've got a bunch of provinces here that are going to be fairly revolting. I know that military power is very scarce, but in these early days, and since it's so cheap to stamp it down, I will be putting widespread harsh treatment on whilst I core the provinces. I keep forgetting to use this swanky new option here. Get the cores going. As for you two, 2 base tax, 3 base tax. Stamp them down, guys. Stamp them down. I'm going to need a bigger army, but I also need more income to hold such an army. Oh well. $4,000 should do. We have Holy War against Patani. Can't help but feel that Patani is going to get swallowed. I don't want that. I certainly don't want that. But there's no time to waste here. Allied with Dai Viet and Tibet, we'll make a swift move on our new enemy here. We'll crush them from Chiang Mai and completely occupy them. Convert Rayong to animist. Tempting. Achieve religious unity, also tempting. But we'll give it a pass for now, thanks. Why not blow up some dip? Yeah. Jake, check if Ayutha you can... No, I couldn't. I can't vassalize anyone. That's a major oversight on my part. Now... I could annex Pegu. Or I could annex Shan. Who is more... not weaker, but who is weaker compared to their potential. Yeah, Shan is burnt out. They're both burnt out. Hell, I could do 2 at a time if I really felt like it. Vietnam would get involved, what's left of them, and Tibet would become an issue. But with you, only Ayutthaya would, and I don't think Ayuttha's going to join in, so... deal with Shan first, and then Pegu? How does that sound? Well, whilst I'm thinking about that, let's fabricate that claim on Ayutthaya. Don't even care if I'm caught, because it won't give me... it'll give me aggressive expansion, no doubt, but I don't care. Patani won't care either. Right, do I go for Shan or Pegu? What does chat think? To be honest, it won't make much odds to me, so I'll go with whatever you say. In the meantime, having a drink of water. Mega Armo 97 says, can you release vassals? I can release vassals, but it just seems I can't force them in a peace deal. Remember, I released Champa as a vassal after becoming a protectorate. Taking an unnecessary amount of attrition there. Yeah, I've got natives here. Maybe I should wipe them out. Their aggressiveness is extremely high, so they're very likely to come along and ruin my day. Yeah, while I'm thinking about it, I'll ruin those natives. I'll also really enjoy that. Pegu, so that Tibet have to go through a province to fight, so they're easier to defend. That's certainly an idea, but I don't like it. No, I'm going to go for Shan first.